In this video, I will show you guys how to get scrap on launch site. If you have a perfect run, you can get up to 1.5k scrap per run. Each run takes around 10 minutes. And I will also try to keep this video as short as possible without leaving out any useful information that will help you in this run. I like to split up launch site to 3 parts. Currently we're in the first part, which is the cobalt building area, and here's a map of all the crates. So as you saw on the first floor we got 2 crates, and now we're heading up to the second floor where there's also 2 crates. Also, these crates are really easy to get because not many people know about them. They're less contested than the other ones that are on the other side of launch site. Now heading outside, there should be a door here, and right under the door there should be another box. And you have to do this little jump as well. Here is another brown box. It might be a green one as well. Consider your luck. Now heading to the building that is between the 2 cobalt buildings. This one has a silo to get up from. But before you go up the silo, look for this crate here. This brown crate here rarely gets looted because it's in such a isolated spot that no one checks. Now heading up the ladder, always make sure to look up and jump at the same time. And once you're up the ladder, just skip this here, and under the little railing there's another brown crate. Now go up again and head up to the next cobalt building. This cobalt building has up to 3 brown crates and a green crate outside. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, now go to the balcony. There's 1 crate inside, then 1 crate outside. Then go under, jump down, don't take any fall damage, and go inside again, and there should be another brown crate here. Now heading outside again towards this cage, make sure to not slip up here, because this is a really useful jump because you get a green crate out of it every time. Also make sure to loot this spot often, because if the server is full pop, it respawns every 3 to 5 minutes and it will have a chance to give you a gun. Now there's 1 more crate in this spot, and that is the one under the truck. After looting the crate on top of the car, we're going outside, which is the second area where the loot spawns. This area is also not that contested compared to the last one, but it is a bit more than the first part. This is one of my favorite parts to rat around and get a bunch of loot doing it. It has an insane amount of boxes that most people don't know how to loot. Now this is what we call the rocket. This is also a really good place to get some free loot. And on top of this is the second green crate spawn that respawns really often. Now when you reach the top, be really careful when getting down. You might die falling off of this, so be careful. Try to follow what I'm doing here, that is taking the minimal amount of damage from the falling off. Now I'm gonna loot the 2 last floors of the rocket. Also, fun fact, you can boost on top of this rocket thingy as a solo or as a group. I've never done it as a solo myself, but it is possible. Now when you reach the bottom, go to the sewers of this building. No one really checks the sewers because no one does this, but there's another 2 crates that you should check here. When doing the little crouch thingy, let go of this crouch as soon as you start falling and sprint and hold W to get inside, but it's fine, you can still loot the box outside as well. I will also post the pictures and the loot I get from the run in the description, and you can also sprint on this edge here as a fun fact. Now heading to the crate here, you can loot this box through the broken window, and after looting that you have to head to the middle of all of this. This is the puzzle. Usually after the first day the puzzle breaks and gets bugged out, so you can just loot this while dropping down and not having to turn on all the switches. This puzzle is really good as well. It can spawn all green crates, and it often does, which has a really good chance of giving you a gun. Now heading down here, there's another 2 crates down here. These are always brown crates though, but they're really good though. They're extra loot nonetheless. Now heading up, you can use this ladder that I personally use and get up fairly quickly. After reaching the top, remember there's another 2 crates right behind you. People don't check these either. I recently found out about them myself, but nonetheless they're really good and can give you guns as well. Going back towards the first switch of the puzzle, there are these 2 containers that both contain a box, usually a brown one, and they're in the corner of both buildings. Now heading to the third part of launch site. This is the best part of launch site because it has the most amount of crates in a really close density. This means that there will be a lot of PvP around these areas because people want more loot. Oh, and I almost forgot, there's a recycler here. I usually make this U shape because it's the most time efficient. First off, I head to this green card building. On top of this, there's a green crate, or a brown crate, considers what your luck is. Then heading close to the silos, there are more boxes. 2 more to be precise. One is in the middle part and one is on the edge. After that, I head to the tower, the heli tower. This is a really good spot. There's around 6 or 7, I'm not quite sure, but there's a lot of crates here. And they are really good as well for scrap. If they're all respawned, then you can get it like 200 scrap just from these boxes here. On the top of the heli tower, there's 3, and down there's like 5 or 4. Also, I'd like to mention that they haven't fixed the heli tower still. If you go to the building opposite of the recycler, you can shoot through the window at the people's legs or feet that are camping the heli tower. It's pretty funny, but you can do it with a 16x. And yes, if you loot the whole crate but you're still inside the crate, you can move and jump and stuff like that. So I use that as a ladder without actually having to use the real ladder. Now, heading outside, I go to the blue containers. I don't know, I call them blue containers. And the first one has 1 crate on top. I usually check these before I loot them because most of the time these are already looted. But you can still do it just normally while walking up the stairs. The second one is a bit better than the first container because it has 2 crates, 1 on top and 1 below. After I'm done with those, I head to the silo. On top of the silo there's a brown crate, and if you jump from the silo you can go to both of the buildings' roofs. 1 box is on the recycler building and 1 box is on the building opposite of the recycler. The building opposite of the recycler is an insane spot to hold. I've gotten 13 kills just inside there without dying once, and that was pretty fun, honestly. There's only 2 choke points where people can come in from. But enough of that. Heading inside the building opposite the recycler, there is another 2 boxes that spawn here. One of them can be a green box, and I fairly often got a gun out of this one. Now heading outside, there's another box to your right. Grab that and then head to the recycler. Right next to the recycler, there's 2 brown crates, and you can use these brown crates to boost up to the roof, but consider your situation. And also you can shoot from the windows up there. Anyway, the car here has a crate as well, and if you go inside the recycler building, not often but sometimes, there is 3 crates here. It considers how often people loot it. And before we loot the last crate here, you should go subscribe so we can beat Rust Academy. Currently only 3% of you are subscribed, and I truly think we can beat Rust Academy.